Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, ah, ah, ah. Whoa, testing. Testing. Hi, cute kittens. Good morning. How is your Saturday? Say hi. Let's talk. Oops. Let's talk this Saturday. It is Saturday morning here, where I am on this planet. I just wanted to talk to you guys, see how everything's going, check in on it. You guys can't type well? No, I cannot type well. Just type, just do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Your biggest idols or people that you worship are not perfect. iPad. Ooh, that's an exception. Hey, funny thing about iPad is I never learned how to use an iPad until I worked this one teaching job. I had this one teaching job where we weren't allowed to use laptops or computers. Instead, we were only allowed to use iPads. And so I was teaching these students and I had to use an iPad in order to teach them. So I had to learn really quickly how to use an iPad. It was just like this giant smartphone from my perspective. And it was really hard to fiddle with that iPad. Didn't really like iPads. iPads don't really click with me. Laptops are the way to go for me. I'm not an iPad person. I'm not a smartphone person. I don't bring my smartphone everywhere I go because I don't want the government tracking me where my footsteps are. You know the Edward Snowden guy? Look him up. He's right. It cost him his freedom, but he's right. People are tracking you. People that you don't know from up there, from higher up. We call them the ominous them, the they, the them. Oh, you're good with an iPad. Cheers. Maybe you can teach me if I have an iPad. Yeah, the higher ups, they're all watching you, whether you like it or not. And the easiest way for them to track you is through your smartphone, because everyone brings their smartphone wherever they go. But thank God I was born before the smartphone became mainstream. And even back then, I didn't really carry a cell phone around everywhere I went, because everywhere I went, someone always had a smartphone, a laptop, or a cell phone for me to borrow. So, Azur, welcome to the chat. Say whatever you guys want. Say anything you want. Let's talk, okay? I'm here for about an hour. And then I'm off to go do some running and working out, okay? I'm gonna work out this body. What can you say about public transportation? It seems like can save enough money without spending on public transportation at the moment. It depends on where you are in the world. Here in North America, public transportation is dangerous. People, like I mentioned in previous videos, there are stabbings, there are assaults, there are men stalking women here in Vancouver. It's just dangerous. I don't take this lightly. This is just stuff that's occurring on a regular basis. Like you hear it in the news. Oh, another stabbing, another assault, another stalker, another like almost rape blah blah blah. This is why you need to learn how to fight. Whether you're a guy or girl, you need to learn how to fight. You need to learn self-defense. Forget learning how to squat 1 rep max 315 on the barbell. That is useless. What are you going to do when you get into a real situation when your life is in danger? Are you going to squat yourself out of that situation? I don't think so. I'm in bed. I'm too young. Okay. So what can I say about public transportation? Avoid it if you are in the West. If you are in the East, you wouldn't have this problem. Wherever I go in the East, public transportation is fine. Subways, buses, they're all cheap. They're all safe because people respect each other. They don't stab or assault or stalk each other in the East. And there's lots of people. But there are exceptions. Like, for example, in Japan, there's old men groping women on subway trains. So that's why they have a women-only section. So there are exceptions to the rule. So if I were you, I would try to avoid, if you are in fear of your safety, learn how to ride a bike. I have a bike, and I use that to go around places. Yeah, if I want to bike to the park or something, I use my bike. Or better yet, if you can't afford it, if you have the money, get a electric bike. Okay, so that will help you zoom around town if you are serious about that stuff. I've seen a few electric bikes, and they're pretty awesome. I envy them because they don't have to pedal. It's kind of lazy. So, yeah. Well, I don't know where you are though in the world, so about that. You're getting a bike? What kind of bike? That's what I want to know. Funny thing is, I don't really have a bike. I don't own a bike. I use my mom's bike. So, if you see me pedaling around town, you notice that I'm pedaling on a girl's bike. It's because here's what happened. I was living in Korea for so long, and then I came back to Canada, and then I noticed that my mom had a bike, and I was going to get my own bike, but I was like, you know what? I tried out her bike, and it's fine. It works. And it's like, yeah, it's a girl's bike, obviously, but who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody notices. And I'm fine. I'm fine using her bike. And she doesn't use the bike at all. She was supposed to use that bike so she can use it every day and get in shape. She never touched the bike. Never. Not just once. And then she got really sore because she's not used to riding a bike. She's used to driving. That's the problem. When you drive, you get really lazy and complacent, and you won't settle for anything less than a car. But for me, I hop on a bike every day. It's easy. Just a few seconds. Just go to the store, go to the gym on my bike, go to the park. Have you heard about the infamous Skid Row? Of course I have. You're referring to East Hastings in downtown Vancouver. That place is rock bottom. The Little Black Book on Violence. Yeah, okay, so East Hastings in downtown Vancouver. Look it up on Google or YouTube. You'll see the footage. That is real. It's like a zombie apocalypse going down over there. I would not walk down that road if I was a young woman or someone who did not know how to self-defend themselves. Which leads me to this topic. There are a lot of reported assaults and attacks here in Vancouver. And I already know the story before I read it. It's because the person who was attacked wasn't paying attention. It's just, they always say these quotes like, "Oh, he came out of nowhere," or "He just walked up to me and then blah 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 hit me on the head or stabbed me," and I can tell that person wasn't paying attention. And I'm not saying like, yeah, he came out of nowhere. I'm saying that you were distracted. You were wearing headphones. You were listening to loud music. Maybe you were checking your smartphone in public. Maybe you just weren't aware of what's going on around you. And that's the problem. A lot of people aren't aware of their surroundings in public. They think everything's safe. Everything is not safe. Just imagine, I'm prepared. I don't know. This training of mine just became enhanced ever since I became a lifeguard. I'm aware of everything that's going around. I'm paying attention. That's why you don't see lifeguards wearing headphones or playing with their smartphones when they're on the pool deck, because they have to be aware at all times. Something can go wrong in an instant. Someone can drown in seconds. You won't know it. So even when you're having a conversation with a patron, you have to scan the pool constantly. You can't look at the person you're talking to because, again, you're on watch duty. You have to be aware at all times. Anything can go wrong in a few seconds. So this is why I don't wear headphones or use my smartphone in public. Because once I do that, I lower my guard. And that is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay? And when I'm in an indoor setting, so for example, a restaurant, let me ask you, when you sit down in a restaurant, where do you sit? Or say if you're in maybe you're in a classroom or a lecture hall. Where do you sit in the classroom? Or a movie theater. Movie theater is a good one. Where do you sit in the movie theater? That where you sit tells me how aware you are of your surroundings. Okay? Now, I'll tell you my answer. Where do I sit in a movie theater? Let me tell you. I can tell you right now. I don't have to say anything. Where do I sit? In front of a wall. I always sit in the back. I always sit in the chair that is against the wall so that I can see everything around me and in front of me. All right? There's nothing that's blocking my vision. If I sit in the front seat, somebody can stab me from behind or hit me from behind without knowing it. Or they put their feet up on their chair in the movie theater. If an earthquake or a fire goes off in the building, who's the first to exit the building? The person who's sitting in the far back. It's not the person sitting in the front row or in the middle. If you're sitting in the front row in the middle, you got to wait for everyone else to clear in order to exit the building. By the time that happens, you're already dead. There's a fire, something falls from the ceiling. What are you going to do? You're going to push everyone away? Then you're going to get them in double trouble. They look at that CCTV footage and they see you pushing people away. You're going to get in double trouble. George Costanza trouble. D. Frank, nice haircut and edge up. Thank you. Actually, here's the deal. Now that the weather is officially dropped, like it's gotten really cold, I'm probably going to grow this out now. Grow this hair out. So, I'm always aware of my surroundings in public, indoors or outdoors. Indoors, whether I'm in a restaurant, in a classroom, a movie theater, I always sit in the back against the wall so that I can see everyone and everything in front of me and around me. Right? I don't want anyone sneaking up from behind, doing a Godfather bang when I don't see it. Or an earthquake or fire goes off, shit hits the fan. I'm the first to exit the building because I placed myself in the back, right near the emergency exit. That's where I sit. All right? So always, before you sit down in an unfamiliar setting or, I don't know, place that's not your own room, make sure you see all the exit points and know who you're sitting around with, because you don't know what's going to happen. Anytime it can go off. And in public, never lower your guard doing this. Never. Someone can just whack you from above easily. So easily. I'm not telling you this imaginary situations. I'm telling you this from the news. You look up the news, just type stabbing or assault or stalking. I don't know, every country is facing this problem, especially in the West. Not the East, though. So, if you do have a smartphone, if you have an iPad, if you have a laptop, make sure that when you're using it, you're doing it in a safe manner. So, in your own room, against the wall, where there's no one around you. Okay? Because always pay attention. There's some always crazy guy that hops on the train, and then before you know it, I don't know, he's got a bomb or something, and then boom, it's too late. You weren't paying attention. I would always think that the bigger the house is, the lonelier the family is. Bigger house might have separate rooms. Family spends more time spending time together. Good observation. Okay, let me tell you something about this. This observation. Okay. It's funny you brought this up. Okay, so let me tell you this. In Vancouver, if you live in Vancouver, you probably know this. A lot of people that live in mansions aren't just like a family, a single family. It's not what you think. A lot of people that live in mansions nowadays are several families or several roommates. So, for example, a lot of East Indian families pool their money together and they live together. And I can attest to this because I have clients that have swimming pools in their mansions that I teach, and I see it firsthand. It's very interesting. There is one client that I have. She lives in a mansion, and she shares the mansion with 2 other families. So, it's basically three sisters sharing a mansion with their families. So these 3 sisters are mothers, and they have little kids, and then they have husbands, and then they have parents. So the grandparents live with them as well. So it's a big full house. I've seen it. Interesting. It's like living in a community center, because you have like young kids running around, little kids. Then you have adults walking around playing with their smartphones. And then you see the grandparents just walking around the mansion, mostly in the gardens. And the seniors, they love to hang out in the gardens, and just, you see them like I don't know, sitting outdoors in chairs and just chatting, talking. It's very interesting dynamic compared to like what you traditionally see, like people being atomized, living in these single apartment condos, right? It's very different. I go on the phone to type, can't find you. I'm right here. So, yeah, seeing these families living in these mansions, it makes sense. It makes sense. Think about it. You're saving a lot of money, but you're sacrificing your personal space. So the question is to you, would you live in a mansion, but share that mansion with your extended family? Just imagine living in a giant mansion, the mansion that, mansion of your dreams, on this large acre plot land, but you're living next door to your uncles and your aunties and your grandpa and your grandma and your nephews and your cousins and your sisters and your brothers. And yeah, would you do it? Abdo, hi, good morning. Welcome. Talk to me. Say what's on your mind. It's this Saturday morning, this beautiful Saturday morning. It was raining yesterday, but now it's really sunny. Very sunny, and the temperature's going up. It was really cold yesterday too. So, do I have pets? I have a bear. I have a bear. Fun fact about this bear is this bear was made by my mom. My mom made this bear. My mom has a hobby, and that hobby is called crochet. And she made this bear with her own hands. I love it. Forget buying a bear in a store. This is custom. This is custom made. A customized bear. I'm talking to you, buddy. I'm custom. This bear does not shed hair. This bear does not make any noise. This bear doesn't poop or pee around the house. This is the perfect pet for me. So, I always said that, let me tell you something about pets. When I was a kid, I always wanted a dog. But my mom wouldn't allow us to have a dog. So what I would do is I would volunteer at my local animal shelter. I would walk dogs. And so all these dogs that were kept up in cages, and on like weekend mornings I would go visit them. They all jump down, jumping, making noise on the cage, and I had to pick one dog to walk. That was hard because there's so many dogs in the cage. So I pick one dog, I'd walk it. The dog would go crazy, just like wild, want to run and jump and everything. I always wanted a cat too. So the dog would go crazy, and after an hour I'd get a workout, the dog gets a workout, and that's it. And then my ex-girlfriend, one of my ex-girlfriends, she had a dog. She had 3 dogs. And I had to take care of those 3 dogs for her sometimes. Sometimes I would babysit her dogs when she was out working. So she would work and I wasn't. And then I had to wash the dog, walk the dog, pick up the dog's poop and pee and all that. And yeah, a lot of work was involved. And then my clothes would smell and covered with hair. And then my ex-girlfriend and I, we would go to the cat cafe or the dog cafe for fun. And then we get more hair and more dog spit and drool and cat hair all all over our coats. That wasn't fun. I am reading your comments. I have no bear, no animal, no dog. I only live with myself. Okay. So, cat cafe, dog cafe, it was fun, but all that hair and the noise, the barking. So, yeah, pets are not in for me because I travel a lot and I'm not going to leave my pet with some stranger or a shelter and all that costs involved. Like, I need something that's nomadic like myself. So this is the perfect traveling companion. The only exception that I would say for a live living animal, if you have a live living animal, is, okay, 2 exceptions. One is that you are not nomadic. Okay, so you stay in one place, like you live in a house and you don't travel or go anywhere. Like you work from home and maybe you're a computer programmer. That is a perfect person, or like a senior citizen, like a grandma or grandpa that stays home all the time. That is a perfect candidate for owning a pet. So I don't understand why senior centers have more pets. Like pet shelters and senior centers should work together, because seniors are always lonely and sad, and pet shelters are always overcrowded with pets that are lonely and sad. Combine these two together, it's a perfect party. Seniors would love to have pets. They have all the time in the world, and pets have no one to give them attention. I can see it happening. It's just, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Okay, so that's the first exception. You have to be a homebody, a person that stays home all the time. And then the second exception would be that that pet makes you money. Now, hear me out. There are YouTube channels where people, show off their pets or focus on their pets. Like they name their channels after their pet, or their pet is their mascot in the background, or people watch their videos because of the pet. That person is smart. That person is smart. That person is making money with his or her pet. Well, it was a cute cat. Oh my God, a cute dog. Funny dog videos or something. Or I don't know, on TikTok, or a cat mascot. This guy. I saw this one YouTube guy. He travels around Europe on a bike with his cat. So he has a GoPro like on his chest, and is filming himself riding a bike in the countryside, and then the cat is right in front of him all the time. So people love seeing the cat, and the cat is outdoors. It's very interesting to watch. He's making money off of his pet. So if you can monetize your pet, do it. Monetize your pet, because come on, your pet is costing you money. Food, cleaning, the poop and all that, buying toys for the pet. Or let me give you another example. There's a guy who decided to raise a lobster as a pet. You probably know this guy, the Leon the Lobster. That's a very smart idea. Very cool idea. The lobster costs what, $20? But imagine how much money this guy is making off of his lobster. So $20 to buy the lobster from the supermarket that he did. And then the fish tank that he bought, I don't know, $200. And then the water and the cleaning and all that, maybe like, total $40 a month maintenance. But he's making thousands and thousands of dollars off of his YouTube videos because he's just filming his lobster. That is amazing. And then he's getting donations on top of that, because people from all around the world, they want him to live in a better fish tank or better food and all that. So, in summary, if you have a pet, make sure that you are the type of person that can raise a pet. So a homebody, and find a way to monetize your pet. Make money off of that pet. Make a pet Instagram, make a pet TikTok, make a YouTube channel around that pet, because people love pets, love watching pets, cute pets, whether it's a cat or a lobster. Luke, what's the blue liquid? Oh, I want you to guess. I'm holding it out in front of the camera right now. I want you to take a good look. I want you to guess what it is. It's sure hard being an elderly. So elderly man. Slipped on sea on concrete. All I did was stare and prepare myself to work. Yeah, I agree. It's not Gatorade. Gatorade, I don't drink Gatorade. Gatorade is just full of sugar. I don't recommend drinking Gatorade. I used to drink Gatorade a lot, especially when I was swimming, and then I met a competitive swimmer, and he told me not to drink that stuff because it's just not really good. It's too much sugar. So he got me off of that. But this is pre-workout. It's just as bad. No, it's this is a combination of what are those drinks? G Fuel. So you've heard of G Fuel, like PewDiePie and those gamers. They drink this stuff, so it increases their. It's a caffeine drink basically. mixed with pre-workout. So pre-workout plus the G Fuel increases your concentration, focus, stimulant, caffeine, energy, and yeah, all that. So that's what it is. Seniors, elderly man. There was this let me tell you something. In the mornings, in any gym I walk into, there are seniors, which is good. A good thing. Seniors working out in the morning. They're doing their thing. They're moving their bodies. They're still training. I like that. I respect that. Seniors are great to work out with. You know why? So this is the reason why you should work out in the morning, because you get to work out with seniors. Hello, Ellis. Good morning on this Saturday. Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Say anything you like. Okay. So seniors are great to work out with. And I'll tell you why. Seniors don't use smartphones. Seniors aren't going for the 1 rep max. Seniors are not gym bros. They're not these annoying pests in the gym doing this. This is like sitting on a squat rack like this, or sitting on the machine that you're trying to use doing this. No, seniors are very polite. They're very social. They always say, "Excuse me," and they move about. They do their workout. They don't waste time. They respect everyone's time. I had this grandma. She walked up to me. She just said, "Excuse me, could you help me set up this machine?" Because it was like a cable machine, and it was too tall for her. So I said, "Oh, of course, ma'am. Of course I will." So I set it up for her. Nobody says this to me in the gym except seniors. Nobody is this polite to me. It's always like, here's what happens. Okay? Whenever I work out in the evening when it's rush hour, by the way, I don't recommend it. Here's what happens. Some guy will walk up to me. He stinks. He stinks of sweat mixed with this Dior Sauvage cologne, which is giving me a headache. He just douses it with cologne. So it's a mixture of his own stink and Dior Sauvage. He says, "Yo, bro, how many more sets you got? Yo, bro, how many more sets you got?" I'm like, I don't say anything, because first of all, he's interrupting my workout. He's not polite. He doesn't say, "Excuse me." So I just look at him and I just do this. That's it. I don't have to say anything. I'm tired of these gym bros just being rude to me. I just hold up my finger. I just do this. This means wait, or to him it means 1 set left. And that's it. I don't say anything anymore to these gym bros. I don't give them any attention because they're... And another thing, why do these gym bros, they all flock together? They work out in packs all the time. I see this one guy always working out with his buddy, 2 or 3 of them, always. Like, he's never working out alone. He never works out alone. It's like, is this a club or something? This is a dance club? You need to be in a group of guys. When they walk like a centipede, like 3 guys, always the same 3 guys or 4 guys. They walk like a centipede around the gym. They go to the bench, the squat rack, cable. Grow some balls. Work out on your own, man. Okay. Cheese. Haha, will do. Of course, man. Justin, is your hair so thick? Head down? Huh? I don't know what that means. Ellis, you are a big inspiration to me to get into sports and fitness, swimming, and work on my... Yo, thank you. You're most welcome. Go for it, okay? Whether you are afraid of going to the gym or going to the pool, just do it, okay? Yes, people are going to judge you. People always do. But those people are losers. So just ignore them. Whatever you do, just know that People are always going to be jealous of you. Uh, Luke, what's the most unhealthy thing you've eaten? Yesterday was ice cream. Have you? Of course. Have I got a 6-pack? You know, duh. Of course I do. Of course I have a 6-pack. I can eat ice cream and I can still have a 6-pack. Like I said about fitness. Fitness is like immigrating to a foreign country. Okay? Not as a tourist, but as an expat. Okay? When you live in a foreign country, you can have a taste of your original country. You know, like for example, you can live in Korea and you can eat an American burger while you're over there. Same with fitness. You can train as hard as you can 7 days a week, but you can have ice cream. So yeah, don't worry. Thanks, man. I appreciate the words. Means oh, you're most welcome. Are you a professional swimmer or just professional swimmer? What is the definition of a professional swimmer? Am I someone who competes like a racehorse? Now, you got to remember that professional swimmers, you're usually referring to a competitive swimmer. A competitive swimmer is someone who swims in a swim club. I don't swim in a swim club. I teach my own clients how to swim. So I'm a professional swim coach, not a competitive swimmer. And I don't really do a triathlon swimming, but I have taught triathlon athletes that are competing. And it's the same principle. Okay? They need to move their arms in a certain way. They need to breathe a certain way. Move their legs in a certain way. Okay? So, it's like teaching someone how to cook. There are certain principles that you need to follow. Like, for example, you need to use a frying pan. You need to use oil. You need to cook at a certain temperature. You need to move the food around. You need to prepare the food into smaller portions in order for it to cook evenly. You need to add sauce on top. Okay, you follow these instructions. The same thing with swimming. So I've been teaching swimming for so long. All types of swimmers, competitive swimmers, to like people who have a phobia, water phobia. So, what is my height and weight? I'll let you guess. Okay, so funny guy. Funny guy. No, I'm a bit taller than that. And I'll tell you something. A lot of people that I don't know why, but a lot of boxers that I spar and train with are a lot taller and bigger than me. And they always assume that I'm the same weight as them. For some reason, they look at my frame. My frame is very different from your average boxer. An average boxer is very skinny. Very skinny. Like, I don't know how to say it. They're very wiry, right? But they can be very heavy. But me, I'm like this giant wide thing. So, anyways, Vibs, what is your favorite food? Oh, my favorite food. Greek food. I love getting a lamb. There's a Greek restaurant nearby that I order takeout from, like maybe once a month, and they got I don't know. I'm a sucker for tzatziki sauce. I love tzatziki sauce. So, what was I saying? Yeah, Greek food, lamb or beef. Um, yeah, because it's very different. Like the sauces, I can make Greek food if I wanted to. I can look up the recipe, but just preparing the sauces, like tzatziki sauce, yeah, I can do that, but I don't want to. So I'd rather let someone else prepare the sauce. So, for example, in Korea, we get Korean food all the time. You go out as a couple, you can eat Korean food. Tteokbokki, and girlfriend wants tteokbokki. Okay, she wants tteokbokki or pork, samgyeopsal. Okay, we'll eat that. Okay, but rarely do you find a Greek restaurant around the corner. So we go to those specialty Greek restaurants, like pasta. Italian restaurants are, yeah, they're so common in Korea, but Greek restaurants, yeah, they're very rare. Um, I have 5 times the week swim training, 1 to 1.5 hours, and also have a 6 pack, but I can't get higher weight. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay. You got to ask yourself, why do you want more weight? Okay, as a swimmer, being heavier is not going to help you out. It's not going to help you out at all. It's actually the opposite. Okay, it's better to be lighter and just to have stronger muscles. So if I was just a swimmer, just swimming only, nothing else, I would want a body that is very wiry, but the muscles are a bit stronger. Because a lot of competitive swimmers, they have wiry bodies, but they don't have strong muscles. Like you see their bodies, they're very wiry, but they can't do a pull-up in real life. They're not that strong. So, or proper pull-up is what I'm saying. So if I were you, I would eat more and lift heavier if I wanted to gain weight. If I really wanted to gain weight, what kind of foods I would eat? Peanut butter, almond butter. Eat lots of peanut butter, eat lots of almond butter. That will help you gain weight. Okay. Other foods off the top of my head, if I wanted to gain weight, which I don't recommend, is a weight gainer. Okay. Those it's like a whey protein, but it's weight gain specific. I don't recommend it. In fact, I don't consume any more whey protein powder because when I was in Korea, I had a medical checkup, and the doctor said that I have some problems with my liver. And I said, "What kind of problem?" It's like, your liver seems to be congested. And then he said, "Do you consume whey protein powder?" And I said, "Yeah, I actually consume whey protein powder shakes like twice a day at that time." And then he said, "That's the problem. That whey protein is just congesting your liver." So there have been studies, and you look it up on Google, people had problems with digesting whey protein powder, and it's just congesting their livers. So it's not good for your liver. Okay, so if you are going to consume whey protein powder, just take small amounts, like a fraction of the amount. And what's your favorite dessert? My favorite dessert, off the top of my head, ice cream. Specifically, yesterday I had a big bowl of black sesame ice cream. So if you're unaware, black sesame ice cream is this black ice cream. It's popular in Asia, black sesame. Green tea ice cream is also good. Red bean ice cream is also good. What makes a good friend? Oh, what are your personal records on the compound lifts? All I remember about powerlifting was that I deadlifted a barbell, an Olympic barbell with 4 45-pound plates on each side. That was my 1 rep max. So I don't know what that is, 405 pounds or something. But I don't recommend powerlifting. Powerlifting's fun, but I don't know. There's no real utilitarian use for it. Okay, because it just, yes, it will increase your nerves because it damages your nerves. It helps you with strength, but deadlifting just helps you become a better deadlifter. It doesn't help you become a better swimmer or a fighter or throw a punch or anything like that. Deadlifting serves no purpose because you look at deadlifters. They lift their 1 rep max, or they lift really heavy, and then they have to sleep or rest or sit on the floor for like 20 minutes to recuperate. If you sit on the floor, if you can't have that kind of stamina when you're fighting or swimming. So think about that. They have no stamina, zero stamina. That's why they're always sitting on the floor playing with their smartphone. What makes a good friend? A good friend. I was gonna make a video on this. What makes a good friend? Here's my theory. Okay, a theory on life. Okay, hear me out. Okay, this may be offensive to most people. Hear me out. You have no friends. Based on my definition, you have no friends. I have no friends, and you have no friends, and I'm going to prove it to you. Okay? I want you to call that friend up 3 a.m. I want you to tell them that I need you to help me move a dead body. We got to move it. We got to drive out into the countryside, and we got to bury it. Bring some shovels. Would your friend say yes? Okay? That's one scenario. Second scenario. You call up your friend and you say, I need $10,000 or they're going to kill me. Can you please give me the money? Would they say yes? That's the second scenario. The third scenario. I've been canceled. I've been accused falsely of something online or in public, and people have blacklisted me. Are you going to still be my friend? That's the third scenario. Rarely in life, especially nowadays, will you find someone like this. So my theory is nobody has friends in real life. I don't have friends. You don't have friends. What we do have are acquaintances, people that we are familiar with, acquainted with. We know them by their names. We know them by their hobbies and what they do. But at the end of the day, we're not going to help these people when they are really, really down on their luck. Okay? And if you don't believe me, just play out these scenarios in real life. Call up your friend. Say, hey, I need you to help me move this dead body. Bring some shovels. Will you help me? Hey, I need to borrow $10,000 or they're going to kill me. Can you please lend me the money? Hey, I have been blacklisted. I have been culturally canceled. Everyone has labeled me as this, blah, blah, blah. But are you still my friend? Are you going to still support me? So the only people that you can rely on are not your friends, not your acquaintances, but your family. The only person that would say yes in all three scenarios that I just labeled out are your parents. Maybe your brother, maybe your sister. Family. These are the only people that are going to stick by you through thick and thin. Not people. Not your friends. Again, it's a scenario. A scenario. Okay? It's true. There's an episode of Sopranos. One of my favorite TV shows is The Sopranos. And Sopranos is not just a show about gangsters. It's a show about lessons in life. Like, these are all things that we can learn from. Like, they had to move a body. Who did he call? He called his uncle. He's not going to call his friend. Hey, Justin, what vacuum cleaner do you have? A Miele? A Miele? I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce it. Miele. Yeah, it's great. Very expensive vacuum cleaner. Justin Patch. Why are you so beautiful? You are beautiful too. Thank you. You're all beautiful. Okay. Yeah, Miele. Yes, exactly. If you consume creatine. Creatine, yes. Creatine will just make you bloated, okay? It just helps you retain water. If that's your goal, then yeah, consume creatine. I tried, I consumed creatine for years because that's what I was told to do. Did it help me lift more? Yeah. Did it help me feel bloated? Yeah. Like, think about it. If you consume creatine, it's going to help you retain water. So that means your abs aren't going to show as much. So which one do you want? You want more water retention, or you want to look more ripped? So that's why I don't consume creatine. I don't consume any more whey protein powder unless I get a sponsor. And if I do consume whey protein powder, I put like a teaspoon of it into oatmeal and I mix it with the oatmeal. Okay, that's a trick. I don't chug any more protein drinks, protein shakes. I used to chug a lot of protein shake. I tried so many protein powders back in the day, and yeah, I got really puffy. That's for sure. But again, I see all these guys in the gym. You got these puffy arms, and they can't even move their arm. They lose flexibility. Okay, flexibility is so important, especially when you swim. You need to put your hands close. You need to be like a pencil. Okay, you need mobility. Okay, you risk losing this mobility if you gain too much muscle. Right now I have too much muscle. I have too much muscle. Look at this. I'm trying to lose muscle. Look. I didn't really lift heavy in the gym, and I got this muscle for some reason. Like, look at that. Guys in the gym, they always point out how big my forearms are. And they asked me, how did you grow your forearms so big? And I said, I do gymnastics and I box. I hit the heavy bag like crazy. And look at my knuckles. Like, you can see it. Like, you look at Mike Tyson's knuckles, and they're just like daggers pointing out. This is just from me hitting the heavy bag, hitting heavy objects, striking, just constantly putting force against these two knuckles. By the way, in boxing, you use these two knuckles. Okay, you don't use these knuckles. You use these knuckles in kung fu martial arts. Okay, you strike this way. But in boxing, your goal is to use these two knuckles. Okay, and when they try to knock out an opponent, they're trying to touch this part here. Okay, so from here to here is a giant nerve. Okay, from here to here. Okay, just touch your jaw right here. There's a nerve right here. And the goal of every boxer, in order to get that knockout, is to get these two knuckles and connect with this nerve. Once you hit that nerve, it's lights out. That's a knockout. Okay, not here, not the cheekbone. Here, this soft part right here. That's where the nerve is. It's like turning off a light switch. You turn off their light, the electricity in their head. That's how you get the knockout. That's the goal of every boxer. Get that knockout. Are you a killer? No, I'm not a killer. I'm a lover. I love everyone. I love you guys. I'm not here to offend or be canceled or hate on everyone. Like a father, like I said in previous videos, like a father, I'm here to look out for you, my children, with tough love. Isn't it supposed to increase ATP? All of that science, that bro science. Let me tell you, firsthand experience. I've consumed creatine, glutamine, whey protein, all of that stuff. All the supplements, BCAAs and all that, okay? Let me tell you, it's better to go normal, natural, than all the synthetic stuff. Okay, you can get protein from steak. You can get protein from eggs. You can get energy from just eating spoonfuls of honey. That's what Russian lifters do. Old school Russian lifters, they don't have creatine. What they do is they just drink spoonfuls of honey, and that's where they get their energy. Let me see. So yeah, try creatine out. See if it works for you. But yeah, the best way to get energy is just sleep. There's no other way. Okay? Everything is second compared to sleep. Coffee, pre-workout, creatine, steroids, all of that stuff. It's second to just sleep. Red Bull, Monster energy drinks, the only thing that gives me energy is sleep. Okay? So that's why I take naps, siestas. Could you beat up Jake Paul? Why would I want to beat him up? It's not morning right now. Oh, it is morning for me right now. Justin, can you beat up anyone such as you? What? I don't learn boxing to beat up anyone. I learned to fight because I want to defend myself, especially from people who are out to get me, whoever that may be. If I want to box to make money, that's a very different field. There's a difference between cooking for yourself versus cooking for others. If you cook for others, you expect to cook a certain way. Okay, there are rules to follow. There's a menu that they expect at the end of the day. So, but if I cook for myself, there are no rules. I can cook whatever I want and use whatever I want. So for fighting, I fight for myself so that I can defend myself and defend the others that I love. So for example, let me tell you something about why I fight. There's a lot of racism out in the world, especially against Asians, especially here in the West. You probably heard this on the news that Asian seniors are being assaulted in public, just random attacks. You've seen it, like during COVID times, Asians were targeted. Who were the ones that were attacked the most? It was Asian seniors. My mother is a senior, and I worry for her and her safety. And if I'm not by her side, I'm afraid that someone is going to sneak up from behind and hit her, attack her. And I don't want that to happen. So I fight so that I can protect my mother, I can protect others, and not let any of this shit slide. I don't care. Nobody should be attacking anybody in public. Everything can be resolved with love and respect. That's it. If we just love and respected each other, we wouldn't get into arguments and we wouldn't get into fights. But there's so much hate and disrespect. When we drive, when we're out in public, again, bro culture and all that, learn some old school respect. Have you eaten Weetabix? No, I have not actually. Weetabix, isn't that an American cereal or something? I don't know. We don't have that in Canada. Justin, can you please say BP? What is BP? I'm out to get you. Oh my god, please. Karate? Karate is useless. I'm sorry, but I'm being honest. Karate is useless unless it's Kyokushin. Look up Kyokushin karate. If you don't do Kyokushin karate, it's useless. You're just flailing hands and legs around, okay? Compared to Muay Thai and boxing, yeah, karate is useless, okay? And same with BJJ. Please don't do BJJ on the streets. Please. This is BJJ, okay? You're gonna hug someone, a stranger, a smelly, stinky stranger in public. Okay? They have germs, maybe they have COVID. You gotta hug that person, and you're gonna roll on concrete with that person in broad daylight. Do you want to do that? I wouldn't. This is why I strike, so I can get away from that stinky, smelly person. Strike and run. This is my tactic for a street fight. Strike and then run. This is why boxers do road work, because you want to preserve your life, you need to run. So, The worst case scenario is that I have to defend someone like my mother or my girlfriend or someone that I love, and they don't know how to fight. In that case scenario, they've not trained to fight. So I have to stand my ground because they can't run. They're wearing high heels or slippers or sandals, like all mothers do. Just they're not made for fighting and surviving. Okay, you have to protect them. So I have to stand my ground, and I have to stay there, and I have to strike and not run. That's going to be hard. That's going to be the test. And I hope that doesn't happen. That day doesn't come. I hope that day doesn't come. I'll be ready, but again, that's the worst situation I want to be in, where I have to defend someone who doesn't know how to fight. So I have to stand my ground. I am made out of lean. Papa Justin. Yes, Papa Justice here. Speak to me. Speak to me before I go away. Speak to me. Say what's on your mind. Whatever. Say what's on your mind. Anything. Oh, by the way, I tested Twitch. I tried Twitch out for the first time. It was very interesting. Very interesting coming from a YouTuber. I did check out my Twitch channel. You'll see the VODs there. Twitch is very interesting for me. Let me tell you why. Hats off to Twitch streamers. Okay, I know they're playing a game. They're playing their speedrun game or whatever. But you need a lot of stamina, I noticed, first, to be a streamer. Like, you know, XQC and Moist Critical, they stream for like 7-8 hours. Holy crap. That's their full-time job, streaming 7-8 hours or more. That requires a lot of stamina, especially if you're trying to entertain an audience. Now, if I was just like sitting in my chair, drinking my pre-workout and watching someone else, like a YouTube video, which is what SQC and Moist Critical do most of the time. Not that bad. But to be entertaining. Entertaining. What is BP? Who's Steve? My name is BP, but my friends call me 8P? 8P? Why did they call you 8P? 8-ball pool. Have you played before? Yes. Used to play pool. Yeah, I used to play pool. But wasn't really good at it. I was just amateur. Amateur because I used too much power. My friends say, "Rah!" I used too much power in pool. So I tried to learn how to curve the ball and all that, hit the ball, hit the different targets. Like this is the ball and you hit it. You can hit it here, 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 and it spins differently. But yeah. Funny thing is that when we were young, we had the choice of getting either a TV or a pool table in our living room. And I wanted a pool table. I don't know why. But everyone else in the family wanted a TV, so we opted for a TV instead, which was the wiser decision. Because we watched a lot of TV on that TV. So there you go. Could have been the other way. No, I'm not good at pool. Playing pool, billiards? No, not really. To me, pool is just something you do on a date. It's like a game that a guy and a girl can play together without being too intense. So for example, if I went on a date with a girl, playing bowling is okay. Bowling's fun. But what's the easier sport to play? Bowling or pool with a girl? With a girl. because she has to throw that giant ball. All right, or I don't know, compared to like tennis, like most couples don't play tennis on the first or second date, right? It's too intense. But pool is easy. You can go to any bar at night and they have a pool table and you play one round terribly, sloppily, and that's it. And then yeah, that's a fun idea to play. And you let the girl win. Justin, are you having fun? What is fun? Can you breakdance? We call that b-boying. What? What? Here's the thing. I grew up around b-boys. I used to hang out with b-boys. In university, we had a hip-hop class, hip-hop club. And I wasn't interested in popping and locking, and I wasn't interested in Janet Jackson hip-hop. I was interested in the breakdancers, which is a very small minority in that hip-hop club. Very small minority. What I saw them doing was crazy. I was like, oh, wow. They're upside down with their hands. They're spinning. All this crazy stuff. That's the stuff I like to see. That's the stuff I want to do. And then that led me down this rabbit hole, okay? I had to find a local b-boy group. So I found a local b-boy group here in Vancouver, and they practiced late at night. Very late at night. So I had to drive half an hour the other side of town and start practicing around 9 p.m. ish. We would practice because they practice at a dance studio. Favorite kind of cheese? Harvati. Harvati. I don't know why. I just love Harvati cheese. So, this is not Kool-Aid. This is a mixture of G Fuel and pre-workout. Yes, I'm on Twitch. My name is Sigma Just on Twitch. In fact, let me find it. Okay, I want you to guys follow me on the Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna go on to that channel. There you are. There you are. Give me some ideas of what kind of videos you want me to watch on Twitch. Okay, I can't play any games because I'm not good at games. Sorry about that. I'm not a speedrunning guy. Yeah, that's my Twitch. They follow me on Twitch. Say hi to me on Twitch next time I broadcast. So I'm not a speedrunner, unfortunately, but I can like comment. I can't play Elden Ring. I would die instantly in Elden Ring. I've seen footage of Elden Ring. Yeah, I'm not good at games. I like watching speedrunning. I love watching other people play video games, but I'm not really good at games. I haven't really yeah. Woo! Delcy, thank you for following. Thank you. Reaction videos to stupid politicians, gym heads, whatever. Okay, that's a good idea. I will keep that in mind. Yeah. So my plan for Twitch is just chatting. So you already know about the subgenre just chatting, right? Moist, Critical, and XQC or Pokimane, they do just chatting, right? Sometimes, and then they switch to their games. I have to get good at a video game first in order to play a game like Valorant or Elden Ring or Super Mario Brothers. So please be patient with that. But I can comment on YouTube videos, react to what's going on in the world, whether it's Reddit or news stories or YouTube or drama if you want. I can give you my take on. Oh, Justin Patrick is my father is now following. Thank you so much for following. I love you. Love you, baby. So, yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to stream on Twitch. And I don't have a game plan. I just want to try Twitch. and I so far it requires a lot of stamina, and I noticed that my throat gets really dry just talking for like more than an hour. So I gotta practice my chops. Get better at speaking for longer durations, like 7-8 hours speaking. Eat honey, yeah. That's what I was thinking off the top of my head. If you have a dry throat, the best drink to consume is tea, like for example, green tea with ginger and honey. So warm, and that'll warm up your throat. So the reason I know this is because we used to, as singers, we were taught this. All singers were taught this. Okay, like if you sing, yeah, in the recording studio, drink warm tea with honey and ginger. Because yeah, when you sing, it requires a lot of bam, puts a lot on your vocals. So yeah, I'm on Twitch. I'm brand new. Go easy on me, but I will chat with you guys on Twitch. We will hang out. We can talk about whatever you like. I can give you my take on things, on life. I think you may enjoy the Ring Fit Adventure game on the Switch. Okay, Ring Fit Adventure. I don't know what that is, but I'll look into that one. I don't know what that is, but yeah. By the way, this is if you're new to this guy, my mom made this. Isn't this awesome? She made this with her own hands, 2 hands. Beef as cheese touch. Hey, thanks for following. My mom made this. My mom is into crochet and she makes teddy bears. Cause she has grandkids now. So I have a little niece and little nephew, and she makes these crochet teddy bears and dolls for them. And she made this, and I asked if I can use this one I like this one. I don't know. I asked if I can use this for YouTube. This is mine. my little niece and little nephew, they have their own dolls, crochet dolls made by my mom. My mom makes this. Can you believe that? You can't buy this. She made it. I love it. It's so cool. So I feel like you're the kind of guy to like Andrew Tate. Am I right? Oh boy. ASE Skater. Now, you brought up the magic word. I don't know if I should talk about him. I don't know who's watching me right now. Tech companies are watching me right now. And they're probably going to say a lot of things. They start working on banning me from the internet. Okay. I'll talk about him. The reason why I know him very closely. Very closely. Okay. Now, before I talk about him, let me tell you something. We all judge people, okay? When we first meet someone in person or introduced to them online or on video. So for example, if you saw like Bruce Lee on the screen for the first time, you get a feeling of like whether you like this person or not. Okay? It's a test. So my test when I judge people is like when I see somebody in real life or on screen or on my TV or whatever, I ask myself, would I like to hang out with this person at night and have a drink? Right? Bruce Lee is the kind of guy I would love to hang out with. Buy him a drink. We would talk all night. We would talk forever, me and Bruce Lee. Justin loves Dairy Lee Dunkers. Thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. So, Bruce Lee and me, we would get along fine. I know a lot about Bruce Lee. But 3 fun facts about Bruce Lee. 3 things that Bruce Lee can't do. Do you know them? Bruce Lee can't swim. Bruce Lee can't sing. Bruce Lee can't cook. His younger brother told the story about him and Bruce trying to swim at the local pool. Bruce couldn't swim. He was scared of the water. Isn't it ironic? The man who teaches us to be like water doesn't know what water is like. What really is like. I can swim. 2. Bruce Lee can't cook. Bruce Lee depended on his wife, Linda Lee, to cook all his meals. He didn't know anything about cooking. So it was up to Linda to provide the nutrition for Bruce. Bruce didn't know how to cook. And what Bruce ate was mostly a mixture of Chinese food and steak, if you're wondering. He ate a lot of steak and a lot of Chinese food. So the Chinese food, Linda would cook the simple Chinese dishes, mostly steak and spaghetti. Spaghetti with beef. Pasta, that's it. That's what Bruce liked to eat. And that's Linda did all the cooking, provided all the supplements, and Eltron22, thank you for following. Thank you. Thank you, sir or ma'am. I love you. So Bruce Lee's wife did all the nutrition for Bruce. You got to give it to her. Okay, so guys, if you're going to be a fighter, if you want to be a success in life like Bruce, get a good wife. I'm still looking for her. And then the third, Bruce couldn't sing. Bruce could cha-cha. Bruce could dance. He was the cha-cha champion, but he could not dance. No, sorry, he couldn't sing. That's why you never see Bruce with a microphone singing. You always see him dancing. Interesting fact. Can't swim, can't cook, can't sing. I can do all 3 of these. I can swim, I can cook, and I can sing. Very interesting, isn't that? Now, when I look at Andrew Tate, okay, maybe I shouldn't even say his name because I'm afraid people are gonna ban me or something. When I look at him, I knew him from long ago, actually. I knew him before he was big. I knew him years and years ago. Let me tell you the story, how I knew him. Years ago, I lived in Thailand. Right? I lived in Bangkok, Thailand. First time I was in Thailand, living in Bangkok. All my friends told me to move to Bangkok, try it out. I was living in Korea. I was making good money, but I needed to get away somewhere for several months. And people kept telling me online, go to Thailand. You'll love it. Justin, you'll love Thailand. You'll love Bangkok. It's cheaper and the girls are great there and the weather's awesome and all that. Okay, fine. I did my research and then I packed my bags. I left Korea and I moved to Bangkok for about 3 months. I lasted 3 months. I'll tell you why. The visas were a problem. The weather was a problem. The food was a problem. The girls were a problem. There was a lot that I loved about Thailand. A lot. But there was also a lot of problems I faced in Thailand. The weather was just so scorching hot. Like so humid, like living in a sauna. And then the pollution on top of that, right? Because all these tuk-tuks and these motorcycles and cars just right beside the sidewalks and just blowing all their exhaust into your face when you're eating on the streets. Because the restaurants and cafes are on the side of the streets. And so you're breathing in all these exhaust fumes and mixed with this sauna weather, humidity. And then kept getting diarrhea from the food, local food, street food, because everyone kept telling you, oh, street food's awesome. You would love street food, Justin. It's so cheap. It's so good, delicious. And it was delicious. But I noticed that street food they were using bad oils and cheap ingredients and hygiene wasn't there. Then the girls caused a lot of drama, dating some girls and just using me for whatever reason. Like, there's a whole topic I want to tell you about Thai girls. Oh man. And then the visa situation, you need to do all these visa runs because your visas are limited to like 1 month in Thailand and you got to fly out, or you got to go to the embassy and you got to get a stamp and then you got to fly out. And I had all these problems flying in flights and all that. And it was crazy but fun. And at the time, I was trying to look up for someone who experienced what I experienced. right? Because everybody online kept saying all this positive stuff about Thailand, and no one really said the opposite. Like all these problems that I saw firsthand, no one was telling the truth, except for Mr. Andrew. Now, if you look back, if you are an avid watcher of him, you'll notice that he made a video a long time ago, several years ago, because he was training in Thailand as a kickboxer. So if you don't know about this, a lot of MMA fighters, a lot of fighters from around the world, they travel to Thailand so they can do like a training camp over there. All right, so he did his training camps in Thailand. So that's how he was familiar with what goes on over there. And he told his thing in his videos, and I was like, finally someone gets it. Someone is telling the truth about what I experienced living here. The problems, the real problems, without any filter. So, would I hang out with him? Of course I would. Would I have a drink with him? Yeah, I would. Now, compare him to, like, I don't know, Zuckerberg. Would I want to hang out with Zuckerberg all night long? Getting drunk with him? No. Hell no. He's a boring guy. Zuckerberg, that's so funny, isn't it? Zuckerberg. This guy has all the money in the world and he has no respect. So that tells you something. Like, if you were a girl or a guy, would you want to date Zuckerberg or would you want to hang out with Zuckerberg? Your answer would probably be no. I don't want to hang out with him. Compared to, I don't know, someone like Bruce Lee. So, isn't it funny? You can have all the money in the world. You can be the richest guy in the room, but you have no respect. No one respects you. So, what is important in life? Having money or having respect? Ask yourself this. Is it more important to have money or respect? I'll tell you another story. My uncle, a lot of people don't know this. One of my uncles is filthy rich. He is filthy rich. My uncle started from the bottom. He started his own insurance company years and years ago when I was a little kid. When I was a little kid like this, he started his own insurance company, his own business. He grew that business over the years to the point where he has several offices, several employees, and thousands and thousands and thousands of insurance clients working for him, paying him every month. He has so much money. He has so much money that he buys cars like he's buying candy. He has 2 kids. I have 2 cousins. He bought houses for each of them. $1 million houses for each of his sons. That's how rich he is. He buys houses for himself and his 2 sons. He buys cars like candy. He has all the money in the world. No woman will date him. Fun fact is, he divorced my aunt right when the money started rolling in. You can imagine what happened. He got all, he struggled all those years with his wife at his side. My lovely emo, my aunt, she supported him throughout all those years he struggled. Poor. He drove a really beat up car when they were dating. I remember the stories I was told. He had no money back then. He married my aunt. He worked his ass off in this struggling business, insurance business. He grew that business. His wife stood by him through thick and thin. And then when he got a taste of success, he signed the divorce papers, divorced my aunt. And guess what he tried to do after? He met the wrong women after that. He's tried to date someone younger, someone prettier. And he thought that he could win anyone over with his money, but he couldn't. He had a lot of women who were gold diggers and tried to take advantage of him. And yeah, he couldn't get anyone to really love him like my aunt did. So you know what happened? This is the sad part. So he divorced my aunt. He dumped my aunt, made her sign the divorce papers. And then a year later, he crawled back to her. He went begging back to her. He had all the money in the world and no woman would love him. All the gold diggers just surrounded him. All the vultures. The wrong type of people that entered his life. And all he wanted was to get back with his ex-wife. And my ex-wife, she was happy because she was free. She was no longer married and she was dating other guys. And guess what? She took him back. She took him back. But they're not married again. He asked her to marry him again. And this is a really sad story. And she won't marry him again. She will not be anyone's wife again, she told. Because my uncle was really mean to my aunt throughout the years. I saw it firsthand. He's just a jerk to my aunt. And then all of a sudden he just did a 180. Like he became like this nice old man. Like please, please, like a puppy. Had all the money in the world. Still can't get any love. So they're still dating. And he's trying to show her the world through his cars and his money and vacation and luxury purse and bags. And she sees through all that BS because she knows who he is before all that money entered his life. So there's the lesson. You can have all the money in the world, but you won't get any respect just with money alone. Okay? So glad you moved away from just sending videos. You've clearly lived having to share any real stories. I got so many stories. Oh my God. I have so many funny, interesting, dangerous stories to tell you. I have so many. So many. Your head would explode. I don't think YouTube can handle some of these stories. Some of them are just, I don't think, they blow people away. So, yeah, my uncle. Would I want to hang out with my uncle now that he's filthy rich? No. Because I knew him when he was a broke bastard. And he's still a bastard. He's a jerk in my eyes. For the way he treated my aunt throughout the years, when I was a little kid, I see him do a lot of things. Yelling at her, scolding her, just beating her up mentally. Mentally. Do you know that the worst physical abuse is not as bad as the mental abuse over the years? Like being punched in the face is like a few seconds, but being mentally abused for over 10 years, that's even worse. So, I've seen my uncle before when I was a little kid, and I see him now. He's just a weak old man with all this money. Would I want to hang out with him? Never. Never. Would I want to borrow money from him? Maybe. Maybe I can borrow money. But let me tell you something else. I have a lot of relatives that are filthy rich in Vancouver. They have a lot of money. I don't talk to any of them because I know who they were before they were rich. They were jerks back then, and they are bigger jerks now. So I don't associate with them because of what they did to me and what they did to my mother and what they did to my family. There are a lot of things that they did that was very disrespectful. Because something that you don't know about money is money does change you. It shows you who you really are as a person. Like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, did he change because of all that money? Yeah, he did. But if he was born with all that money, if he started with all that money in the first place, he would have been the same person. Money just shows you who you really are. It just shows you who you really are. I'll give you an example. Okay, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is filthy rich. Is Keanu Reeves the same person before all that money? Yes, he is. He's still the same nice person. When Keanu Reeves was a broke musician, by the way, Keanu Reeves, before he was Neo in the Matrix, he was a bass player, like a punk indie rock broke ass bass player, sleeping on couches, playing hockey in Toronto. That was Keanu Reeves. He was just this normal, humble guy. Now he has all his money. What does he do? Keanu gives his money away. He pays. I'll give you an example. Like on The Matrix. A lot of people probably don't know this. He gave up money, most of his money, his earnings, to the production staff, people who weren't paid as much as him. He spreads his fortune around. This is what I'm going to do with you guys as well. If I'm rich, if I am super successful here online on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, I'm going to spread my money around. I'm going to give it back to you guys. There's no fun keeping that money all to myself and being just a cheapskate bastard like Zuckerberg or McGregor, buying yachts and useless things. Because all that stuff goes away. You can't put a price tag on things like this. My mother made this. This is more valuable than all the money in the world. I would not sell this. Never. So, money doesn't change you. Money just shows you who you really are. So, some of the people who have all the money, like my relatives, they were down here. I knew them when they were down here. Broke, struggling, working in a Chinese restaurant together as a family to make ends meet. I knew them when they were here. And now they're all the way up here. All that money's gone to their heads. They treat me and my family differently because we're not at their level, according to their eyes, financially. So, those are the type of people that I don't want to talk to. So, be careful. There's a lot of temptation in this world. Whether it's money, women, price of success. Don't let it get to you. Always remember that you are not as important as the next person beside you. It's just two fleas fighting over the same dog. All right? So, Luke. Thank you all for chatting. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to have my lunch and go work out. So, have a great day. I'll see you all tomorrow. So this is Papa Just signing off. Thank you so much for watching. All right.